Have you ever stopped to think about what makes a word truly powerful? You know, it's not always about how long or complicated it is. Sometimes the most powerful words are the simplest ones. Today, we're going to dive into this incredible system that's built on that exact idea. A system that pretty much flips the script on what it means to communicate well.
So let's just jump right in with the big question, right? How on earth could you build a whole functioning language, one that can express really complex thoughts, with a vocabulary that you could probably fit on just a few pages? I mean, it sounds kind of impossible, doesn't it? But believe it or not, that is the core idea behind this fascinating system. And the answer to that question is something called Basic English. The goal here was really ambitious, to create a stripped-down version of English that anyone could learn super quickly, making it a tool for clear, universal communication all around the world. And there it is, the magic number, 850. That is it. The entire core vocabulary is built on this incredibly small and very carefully chosen set of words. The point wasn't to limit what you could say, but actually to squeeze every last drop of power out of each and every word. So how do they pull this off? Well, it all comes down to one key idea: versatility. The people who created this didn't just pick 850 words out of a hat. No, they chose words that could be real workhorses, words that could act as different parts of speech or carry a bunch of different meanings all on their own. Okay, so theory is one thing, but how does this actually play out in the real world? Let's grab an example. According to the Simple English Wiktionary, the word lock is on that essential list of 850, and if we can figure out why, we can pretty much understand the whole system. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put the word lock right under the microscope. By just taking apart this one simple word, we're going to see the whole philosophy of basic English in action. It's actually pretty cool. And what's interesting is, even before we get into what it means, you can see its global side just in how it's said, with those slight little differences between the UK and the US. But the real power of the word lock is in what it can actually do. And this is where you really see that idea of versatility shine. See, lock isn't just one thing. It kind of leads two different lives. It can be a noun, a physical object, and it can be a verb, an action you take. This double duty is exactly what makes it so valuable. All right, so let's check out its first life, lock as a noun. This is the word we use to talk about a thing, something real that you can actually see and touch and interact with. But here's where it gets really clever. Even as a noun, it's working overtime. It can mean the lock on your front door, right? A security device. But it can also mean a lock in a canal, that thing that raises and lowers boats. Two completely different objects, two totally different concepts, all covered by one simple word. Now that's efficiency. Okay, so that's the noun. What about its second life? Well, lock is also a verb. It's not a thing anymore. Now it's an action. It's what you physically do to make something secure. And the great thing is, it plays by the rules. It's a totally normal, regular English verb. You've got lock, locks, locked, locking. This predictability is so important because it means once you learn that one base word, you can use it in all sorts of sentences without having to memorize a bunch of weird, irregular forms. And here's a perfect example of how you'd use it. Remember to lock the door when you leave the house. The action is crystal clear, the meaning is direct. This sentence just shows the verb doing its job perfectly, giving a clear instruction. Okay, so we've taken lock apart. Let's step back for a second and connect this back to where we started. What does this one little word really tell us about the big idea behind basic English? You see, lock isn't on that list by accident. It's a total powerhouse. It stands for two different objects. It's a common, predictable action, and it represents a huge human idea: security, control. Basically, this one word is doing the job of what might otherwise take several words. And that is the secret sauce of basic English. And really, that's what this all boils down to. The whole point isn't just to talk with fewer words, it's to communicate with more power and more clarity by really mastering the words that do the most heavy lifting. Having a strong handle on these simple, versatile words, well, that's the key to saying what you mean. So as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with something to think about. Take a look at the words you use every single day. Which one does the most work for you? What's the most powerful, most versatile, simple word in your own vocabulary? Give it some thought. The answer might actually surprise you.